Hi, Nash and Rev. My name's Firefighter Jeff. Unfortunately, we can't bring you into the station nowadays to give you a tour, so I'm here to give you a tour with this video of the fire station. So yeah, as you can see, we have a few different vehicles and trucks here. A lot of people think we just go to fires, but in fact we do lots of other things too. So you can see in the background we have a boat. So if we want to come down here, I'll just show you a couple of things on the boat. We have lots of water around where we live, so we also have to help people who have trouble swimming. And sometimes we have boats that are sinking or have engine trouble in the middle of the lake, and we have to go and we take our boat and help them out. On the other side here, well, we have this truck here beside us. We use this truck to plow, but we also use it to fight grass fires. It's a normal pickup truck, so we can go off roads with it in some places that we wouldn't be able to go with a normal fire truck. And then beside us here, it might be hard to see the whole truck when we're inside, but this is called an aerial truck or a ladder truck. And this reaches way, way up in the air. And this one we can get to about the 9th or 10th story of an apartment building. And we can either spray water onto a fire, or we can put it up high and spray water onto the roof of a house. Or we can also help people who are stuck on top floors of buildings. We can bring them down with that ladder. So that's just a few pieces. So we're going to come over to the main fire truck that we normally use every day. So this truck here, this is called a rescue pumper truck. And we call it a rescue pumper truck because not only does it pump water, so when we get to a fire, there's lots of hoses to spray water, but we also carry all of our equipment with us for other types of calls we go to, other rescue calls. So we have car accidents and things like that, and a lot of what we go to are medical calls. So when people are sick, we go with the ambulance and we help the ambulance, the paramedics out at the medical calls. So we have to carry all of our equipment on this truck, and what I like to say is it's a big toolbox on wheels. And what I'm going to show you right now is some of the tools that we carry. So come on over here. This is the cab of the truck. This is where the driver sits. Maybe I'll turn the lights on for you too, and you can see what it looks like with all the lights on. A fire truck or an ambulance or a police car coming down the road with all their lights on, you have to get out of the way because we're on our way to help somebody. So if you're riding your bike even on the sidewalk, you need to pull over and stop and let us go by safely. And I would show you the sign room, but that would hurt our ears inside the fire. When you come in person next time, we'll show you the sign room. So I showed you where the driver sits. We have a little computer there to show us where we're going. And we sit up way up high, so you can see a lot up there. And on the other side over there is where our captain sits. He's the boss. He's kind of like our coach. He tells us what he wants us to do. Videographer is being very careful. And in the back of the truck, there's always 4 people ride on this truck. We have boys and girls on the back of the truck. And you can see where they're sitting here. We have seats where we can jump in, and we put on all our fire gear, which before the day is out, I'm going to show you what it looks like when I put all my fire gear on. But we can get dressed and work so that we are ready. As soon as we get to a call, we're ready to go. We can put our air cylinders and our backpacks on and our helmets. And inside we also carry our medical equipment in the front here, or the back here. Moving back, This is called a pump panel. So you can see all the levers and dials, and up here are very big hoses. So if we were to get a fire call, the person riding back here would have all of their gear on. They would jump out, jump up here, take this Velcro off, grab this really big nozzle, and go towards the fire. The other person would come around and grab one of these loops and help stretch out the hose. And then we'd all congregate at the door and go in and into the house all together. And I'm going to put this back right now in case we get a call, because I wouldn't want to forget. So the person who's driving the truck gets out, and then they would operate these levers and pulleys and dials and get water from the truck into the hose. So in behind, these are all cabinets. This is like part of the big toolbox. And this is where we carry a lot of our tools. We need lots of different kinds of tools. We carry little ladders. We carry a lot more nozzles and things that help us hook hoses together. We carry different kinds of fire extinguishers, because not all fire extinguishers work on any particular type of fire. We carry all sorts of other things. We keep lots of water for us to drink because we get very thirsty when we're working at a fire. And back here, we have quite a few different tools, just like you'd have in your house. We have drills, we have saws, we have really big saws. We have a circular saw, and we have a chainsaw. It's a modified chainsaw, and it allows us to cut holes in roofs and walls and gates, anywhere we may need to get access to. We also carry our own little electricity box. This is a generator, so if the power's out, we can create our own electricity with this. And then we carry our own lights too. These are big, bright lights, so if we get something happening at night, we can create our own light to help us out. So going around the truck here. And in behind here, in this box here, we carry so much water we could almost fill a swimming pool. A small swimming pool, but a swimming pool. So when we get to a fire, we have a lot of water that we can use right away to start putting water on the fire. And then if we need more, we would hook up to a fire hydrant. But if I were to pull this lever right here, Frank would be getting very wet behind me here. And sometimes we do need to dump it all at once, but usually we keep all that water in there, operate the pump to get the water out of the hoses. And then if we do need to get a fire hydrant attached to the truck on top, we carry a whole lot more hose with us. That is about 800 feet of hose right there. So if the hydrant's really far away, we can pull all that hose off there and we can get water from the fire hydrant into the truck. And one of the coolest compartments of the truck, you wouldn't even know it, but we carry big long ladders. We got 3 ladders in here. One, this will get us up about 2 stories. We have another one that we use on people's roofs, and then another one to get in attics. Here, building on pipe poles to help us grab stuff. And coming around the other side. On this side is primarily the equipment we have on this side is to help at car accidents. So unfortunately, we go to car accidents where the cars have hit and the people need help getting out of their cars because their doors won't work like they normally do. And sometimes we have to use our equipment to cut doors off and even cut roofs off cars sometimes. So we have our pylons so people see us while we're working and we are safe ourselves. We use this wood to make sure the cars are stable before we start cutting them. And we have big airbags. I don't know if you can see them up here, but in behind here we have a couple of big airbags and they're like balloons. So if one car is stuck on another one, we can actually inflate the airbags and lift the cars up a little bit to help us work on it. And then these are other hand tools that we would normally use. We have axes and everything. If we go into a fire, one of the two people on the back carries this. It's an axe and a Halligan combination. Between these two things, we can get into most windows and most doors, even if they're locked. And sometimes we can even get through walls. We can break walls down if we need to. And then finally, this is kind of the fun cabinet. This is where we keep our auto extrication tools. So, as I said, with the car accident, these are called spreaders. A lot of people think these are the jaws of life. A lot of people refer to these as the jaws of life. These are actually the ones that do the cutting. And they are like really, really powerful scissors. We can take it and we can cut through metal just like you can cut through paper. And then these are rams, and they help spread things apart. If cars are stuck together, we can push them apart from one another. And then finally down here, we have a couple of big fans. Because oftentimes in a fire, you actually don't see the fire because there's so much smoke. And even we have trouble seeing inside. So we use these big, big fans so we can blow out the smoke and be able to see what we're doing and how we're working inside the fire. Okay, so, and then again, this is just the other side view, what I showed you before. And then this is where, so you can see the red bags and the green bags and some of the ropes. So there's some of the medical equipment we use and the defibrillator on the floor. And we have all our equipment laid out so that we can get ready really, really fast. After the little tour of the truck here, I'm going to show you what it looks like when I put all my gear on. And then up front, this is, as I said, where the captain sits. So he's the boss, and he's up front directing the driver, and then once we get to a call, he tells us at the back what he would like us to do. Okay, and I think we're going to stop the part of this video now, and then in a minute I'm going to go and put all my gear on so you can see what it looks like. So you can see it's just a normal person wearing a suit. Okay, see you in a minute. All right, as promised, I was going to show you what it looks like to get all of the fire gear on and what I look like, because it's really important that we don't want you to be afraid of us. You won't recognize me after I get all of my suit on and my mask, and I'll look a little bit funny, but I don't want you to be afraid of me. Because sometimes if we go into a house and we need to help some kids get out of the house, we don't want them to try and get away from us. We want them to realize that we're there to help, and we want you guys to call out for us. We want you to call for help, because we're going to be there to help you. We might look a little bit funny, a little bit different, but you got to realize it's just somebody like myself behind the mask trying to help you out. So anyway, we got lots of special gear that's heat resistant. So I can go close to a fire and not get hurt for a short period of time. It can still burn through really, really hot fire, but we train and we know what it feels like and we get out before it gets that hot. but it does let us work in a hot environment for limited periods of time. So the first thing I do is I put my balaclava on, just like you would in the wintertime. So this eventually will protect my hair, my ears, and the skin on my face and my neck from getting steam burns. And then, it's just like a big snowsuit. I put my boots on, and your kindergarten teacher would love this. If your boots were already attached to your pants, this goes real quickly. And there, I got my pants and boots on already. Your parents might even set that up by the front door for you now. And then I put my coat on. And normally I would be doing this really quickly. We can get dressed in less than a minute with all of our gear on, but I'm just going through a little bit slower to show you how it's done. Okay, so now I got my coat, my boots, my pants on, my balaclava. And next thing I'm going to do is put my, this is called an SCBA. So it's like a backpack with the straps. But this bottle here has enough air for me to breathe for about 45 minutes if I were sitting in a chair. If I'm working in a fire, just like if you run down the street, you breathe really fast, I'm going to get about 20 minutes out of it, 20-25 minutes. When you put that on, turn it on first. So that opens the air bottle up. And I do all my straps up. So it's nice and snug and fits. I'm going to make sure I have my radio on me. And this radio allows me to talk to the boss, who's usually outside of the fire, or it might be talking to the main fire station. So I'm going to have that in my pocket. And I'm going to have a flashlight because it's often dark. And this is where I'm going to start looking a little funny because I'm going to put my mask on. Just so you see, it's just me with my mask. It's nothing to be afraid of. So you can see it's just me in here, right? And put the balaclava on. So again, this protects my hair, my ears. I'll put my helmet on. Okay. And then this, I'm going to sound a little bit funny now. I'm going to put my air on. So I might sound a little bit different too, and you might be too young to know this reference, but I might sound a little bit like Darth Vader, or maybe not. So this allows me to breathe the air out of the bottle on the back. And I'm just breathing in nice and slow right now. So when I go into a fire, I'm going to put my gloves on to protect my hands. And I'm going to be carrying these tools with me in case we need them. So all of this put together weighs about 60 pounds. So it's about an extra 60 pounds I'm carrying around. And where you might see us, if we come into a house looking for you, we might be on the ground because the smoke is up here. We can see better down here. So if you see me coming in a house for you, I'll be more than likely doing this. Hello! Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello! So it's just me. You don't have to be afraid. We want you to call back for help so we know where you are. So hopefully that makes sense. Take my last breath, and I'll just take this off. And again, it's just me. Anyway, thanks, Frank, for helping video this. Nash and Rev, I hope you enjoyed this. And I can't wait to see you in person and meet you in person and give you a tour in the next, hopefully, few months and maybe a year Maybe your mom and dad will bring you up and we'll actually get to see the real fire trucks.
Nash, who's here?
Oh. Whoa. Whoa.
What's that?
Whoa, let's go see.
What's that, Revy?
Box.
It's a box. Nash is gonna go get it because Nash has boots.
Box.
Get it, quick, Nash.
Whoa.
What's inside the box?
Look at me.
Wow. There's a fire hat. Wow, Nash, that looks so good on you. What else? Oh, cool. These are things you can throw. Oh, Nash looks like a fire chief. What else is in there, Revy?
Wow.
Oh, nice crayons. It says prepare and practice your home escape plan. Have 2 ways out. That's a good idea in case there's ever a fire. This is all stuff from Fireman Jeff.
Look at me.
Nash, can you say thank you, Fireman Jeff?
Thank you, my fire Jeff.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. What's this? Oh, nice bag.
Mommy, look, your hat.
What does this say?
Mommy, look at me. Mommy,
When
your
the
hat.
smoke alarm sounds, beep, 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 get out and stay out. That means you go outside and you stay outside. Look at this red hacky sack or like a little bean bag.
Right. Look.
Prepare and practice your
Hat,
home escape fire
hat.
plan.
Your hat.
Oh, and a nice ruler.
I think to take a little
Make it a
salt.
rule to practice your home fire escape plan. What's this? Another hacky sack or a little bean bag? There's 2.
Ah.
Are you cleaning up again? Hey, what's this? We're gonna have to open and see. Oh, you guys are so lucky. You got nice coloring activities.
Whoa.
Wow.
Look at me. Look. A red hat.
Yeah, that's so cool. And there's crayons, guys. You guys can color your
Play.
fire safety coloring and activity book. Wow. Revy.
Ah.
These are like little frisbees that you can throw, Nash. See? Yeah, that's a hat, Revy. Wow, Revy, nice hat.
Your favorite hat? My favorite hat.
Wow, Revy. You look just like a fire chief. Fire Chief Revy. Fire Chief Nash. Now I know what this is. It's like an inflatable smoke alarm.
It's a big jump.
You're jumping on the smoke alarm? Oh, nice pillow.
Ow!
Nice hat, Revy.
Hi Nash and Rev, it's Jeff again. We are at the Peterborough Airport and we have a special fire truck here that I'd like to show you. It's a really, really big truck and we use it in case we do have an airplane crash. So my friends here are going to just pull this truck out, so I'm going to spin you around so you can see it. There's a regular fire truck and there's the airport fire truck. So that's called a foam crash tender. So on that big fire truck, we hold a whole lot of water, but we also hold a whole lot of foam. And foam is just like a big soapy bubbles. So if you go in your bathtub and you have all sorts of bubbles covering the water, that's basically what this fire truck is meant to do. We put a whole bunch of foam, soapy foam on the ground, and it covers up all of the gasoline that comes out of an airplane. Because the gasoline from an airplane can catch on fire really easily. So one of the first things we do is use this truck and spray a whole bunch of water and foam on top of the gasoline so that it won't start on fire, and then we can go to the different airplane, to the airplane that's crashed and help people get people out of it. Anyway, I'm going to stop this and we're going to run some water through it shortly too and show you. Truck has to work. And as an added treat, we also have our aerial truck at this station today. And an aerial truck we use to be able to help people who are in apartment buildings up to about the 12th story. So our driver has put the aerial all the way out with the bucket at the top. And on that bucket we have a big nozzle we can spray water with. Or we can put that bucket right next to somebody's balcony and help them get in and out of their apartment if their apartment's on fire. So he's going almost straight up now. He's moving kind of slowly. I'll have to move back so you can see how high it goes. But it goes about 115 feet in the air if we go straight up and down.